What's going on, you crazy mofos? We're here. Welcome back to, what are we calling this again? Oh, yeah, Let's Talk, episode 2. Today we got a special guest. I'm working on my podcast skills. I'm not very good at this shit. I'm trying so desperately hard. Y'all just bear with me. I got some notes. I got some questions I'm going to ask tonight. We're going to try our hardest to do this the right way. We shall see. Wait for a couple people to get in here. There's nobody even alive yet. Jesus. We are waiting right now. We're waiting on someone to hop in here. How's everybody's week been? One person that's in here right now. How's your day been? One person. Sam, how's your day been, Sam? While we wait on everybody else to get in here. So yeah, tonight is episode 2 of Let's Talk. We got another special guest coming in here tonight. We're going to be expecting him really any second, any minute, whenever he gets over here. But yeah, man, how's everybody's week? I'm good, man. How are you? I'm glad that you were good. My day's been good. I can't complain. I've had a pretty good day today. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I haven't done anything today. My tractor's messed up getting work done, so I've been sitting around the house today, so I didn't really get to do anything like I wanted to, but it's been a good little day today. Besides that. So before we get started, before Justin hops in here, I just want to say that over these past couple days have been really amazing for me. I've had a couple how you break the tractor. Oh man, I don't. Something's wrong with the hydraulic fluid. It's leaking way too much somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at, but it's leaking like a mofo. So we got to get that shit fixed. But anyways, we think it's where the actual hoses go in. But yeah, who's that?
It's me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're fine. I got it. Hold on one second, y'all guys. No, you can bring it down here. You can bring my food down here.
But where's that?
I think he's outside somewhere. I think he's on the phone.
Have you started your thing yet?
Yeah, I'm on right now. I'm waiting for Justin to join me, but I just got started.
There's your name can just split it up. There's some chicken nuggets, a chicken sandwich, and 2 double cheeseburgers.
Okay, 2 double cheeseburgers. What do we got in this bad boy? Oh my goodness. Will I get in trouble for eating on live? Well, I'll wait. Oh yeah, there you are, Hitman. I see you. I'm probably going to save these nuggets for him. I'll take the double cheeseburger. That's what I'll take. Hitman, I see you, bro. I think you gotta press the join button, but I'm not sure. It's one of those buttons in there. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I can't complain. Today's been a great day. It's been an amazing day, to be completely honest with you. I probably should hold off on this double cheeseburger to after the stream. I feel disrespectful eating this on stream. I feel like a hog. And plus, I smack when I eat, so I don't want to embarrass myself. So yeah, tonight we got a special guest coming on. Hello, how are you guys doing? How are you guys? How's your day been today? Mine has been amazing. You're hilarious, Bob. I appreciate that. How has everybody's day been? We're waiting on Hitman right now, but we're just having a nice little conversation until he hops in here. I'm a little spaced out right now, if you guys can't tell, so I apologize for my slow talking as opposed to my usual ADHD ranting that I've been going on. You can't complain about your day. I appreciate it. What's going on, Brian? The shirt looks nice. Yeah, man. I'm rocking the talking shit. Hold on, I gotta get this hair. I gotta get this hair out of my way. Yeah, talking shit. If you guys don't watch Talking Shit with Brian and Mark, you guys gotta go join them. Those guys gave me my first podcast show, whatever you want to talk about. My first ever interview in a podcast was Brian and Mark at Talking Shit, and I'm always grateful for that. I appreciate that. But hold on, just 1 second. Let me see something real quick. Let me make sure I'm doing the right thing. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, I'm trying to see here if I can figure out what the fuck. Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to figure something out here. I apologize to you guys. I'm trying to figure something out, but I can't figure it out. It'll be all right. Don't put off eating. You can chew out of the frame of the camera. Where am I from? I'm from South Georgia, North Florida. I'll put it there. It's in that area of the woods. We'll say South Georgia. I ain't gonna say anywhere else. You're amazing, bro. I appreciate you, man. Oh, Brian, you've always been good to me, man. I appreciate you. What's up? I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I'm trying to make sure that I didn't accidentally. Why can't I comment? Why can't I send comments back? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Are you 420 friendly? Hell yeah, I'm 420 friendly. I'm 420 friendly right now. What is on the agenda, my guy? So tonight we got a guest coming on by the name of Justin Hitman Ard. I think that's how you say his last name. But we got a guest coming on tonight. It's our second episode of Let's Talk. I know you guys liked the last episode I did with King Lazy Eye, so I'm going to start doing them more regularly. Here we go. Let me see right here. Hold on, let me make sure. Here we go. Boom. Okay, make sure this is going right. And I think he's coming in now. Yeah, here he comes at some point.
Yeah, buddy.
What's going on, man?
Still playing Warzone?
Bro, was you there waiting on me the whole time?
No, I had to go and update my Facebook app.
Oh, you good, you good, you good.
Yeah, it was
How's life been treating
being.
you, man?
I'm here.
I don't. I
Uh,
hear you on that, bro. I
I
hear
can't
you on that,
complain.
man.
What's that saying? I can't complain. If I did, nobody listen anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. How so I gotta ask you, man, how did you get started in music? Like what got you going in that direction? Was it something that you always wanted to do, or did it just kind of like just kind
Um,
of work out that way?
a little bit of both, honestly. I started. I mean, I've been listening to music my whole life, but I went to a juvenile prison when I was 16, and they had a studio in there. And I actually, at the same time, I was applying for colleges, and I got offered a scholarship to play basketball for UAB. And uh, I recorded my first song then, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, I wasn't the best by any means, but at the same time, I was like, "Man, I could do this shit." Like,
You could tell you had something there.
yeah, like I could do this shit. And then, ever since then, balls to the wall, baby, balls to the wall.
Oh man, I tell you, man, because I've even like ever since like we talked about like doing this show together, like I've gone back and like I've already like I knew Hide the Weed, I knew that song, but I went back listened to a couple of your other songs, like just trying to refresh and everything like that, man. Like you definitely like man, like you definitely own it right now. You're
Nah,
doing
bro.
amazing, man. I didn't know, bro. I seen 10 million views on YouTube with Hide the Weed, man. That's crazy, dude.
Bro, we calculated. All right, so we dropped it on 420 2 years ago.
Right?
So me and Dirty got together and we was talking and we was trying to like add up everything from that song to like that we could see. And as of April 20th of this year, it was at 28 million views from just what we could see, not including like what we can't, like the Pandora and
Right.
all that. Like we can't see all of that. So I was like, damn. Like, what up, everybody in the chat? I see y'all. What up? What
Yeah,
up?
man,
What
we
up? What
see you in there.
up?
How's that, bro? How's that make you feel when you have like when you have something? Because because like how I was saying earlier, like music and comedy, like as a business aspect, can go hand in hand, right? Because the most viral video that I ever made did 16 million, and I just remember thinking to myself, like that is like ridiculous. Like if you really put that in
Bro,
perspective, like if you're a small town boy, like that's crazy.
oh man, it was to the point to where like anytime I talk about hide the weed, I sent that song to 6 people.
Hmm.
Nobody wanted to do it except for Dirty. Because the title of the name of the song was Hide the Weed. Nobody wanted to do it. Nobody even wanted to attempt to do it. One person that I sent it to, he was willing to do it. He wanted to do it. He actually wrote a verse for it and everything. He just was having internet issues because you know how it is when you're in the sticks.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Man, there's it'll be a while." And like I'd already because I wrote it on guitar, so I called home to a couple of my buddies back home and I was like, man, check this shit. Like as soon as I wrote it, I called them. I was like, man, check this shit out and let me know what y'all think. And they was on my ass constantly for like 2 months straight. And then finally, I was like, you know what? I sent it to Dirty, and I actually sent Dirty a song before that, the first song that we did, Here I Lay. And then I was like, hold on, while I got you on the phone, check this out and let me know what you think. And he sent it back to me in an hour and a half. And then I was like, man, you couldn't have told me 3 years ago that I'd have one of the biggest 420 friendly songs that there is right now. Like
Yeah, really
even
and
I
truly, like
talked to
that's song's a banger, dude. Like real talk, man.
I know I'm not complaining by any means.
Was that one of those songs that like you knew like the second you picked up the guitar and started like writing it that you knew was gonna be something big or
No. It was actually a song of me making fun of my hometown because I got when I was 18, I got a possession of marijuana in the second for a stem that was in somebody else's car that was as big as my pinky nail.
yeah,
And I was like, man, this is not mine. If you want, like, when you get that gut feeling that something bad's gonna happen, so you're just like, all right, this is what I need to do. So I took and I left all my weed at the house. I was like, I'm not going nowhere, and I went
mm-hmm.
out and I ended up getting arrested for it. And then years later, I was on the phone with one of the guys that I was in the car with that went to jail with me, and I was like, bro, check this shit out. And he was like, man, that's the fucking song. That is it right there. And I was like, bro, like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Your friends are always going to be yes men because they're your friends. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of
So
course.
you have a couple friends that's like, nah, that's stupid. But then, like, everybody that I showed that song from back home was like, bro, that's it. And
Oh
then
hell yeah.
fucking, we put it out, and me and Beverly, Jesse Howard's wife, we were talking, and she was like, that's moving faster than Welcome to My House did. And I was like, ain't no fucking way. But right now, I'm not complaining. It does, like, on my channel, just the audio does 500,000 a month, and then the video on New Breed's channel does 600,000 a month just on YouTube. So
That's
I
crazy, man.
am not complaining whatsoever.
It's a
Just need
blessing,
some
man.
more to do that.
Yeah, man. That's one of the coolest things for me too. Is like I'll have some of my older content that I've posted months ago, 3, 4 months ago, and it'll for some reason it'll start catching fire, and I'll get on Facebook one day and just out of nowhere it's got an extra 100,000 views, and I'm like,
Bro,
where did that come from? But
they're just now finding like my back catalog. They're just now finding that.
mhm.
So I'm just like people are posting songs that I recorded like 8 years ago, and I was like, how the hell did you even find that? Like,
Do you got shit you're working on? Do you got anything in the works coming?
me and Dirty are about to drop the Dirty Hits Volume 2 album, and there's some stupid dope songs on there.
I remember
Stupid dope.
I remember when you one of the first times you reached out to me, you asked me if I could do a bit for one of your songs. Is
Mm-hmm.
that still on the table? Is that still a thing? Because
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to do that, man.
Definitely on the table. What up, Mike Lloyd?
What would you
Just got my
okay, so
people.
what was your idea behind it? Like a skit before the song, or what would you
Yeah,
have like
all
an
right.
idea?
So a skit. All right. So I want to do an album. I'm gonna do an album, and it's just gonna be the album is called Two Packs of Menthol,
Hmm.
and
I like
the
it.
whole thing is like I have one song that's gonna be on there that's for like my hunters and fishers that enjoy the same shit that I do. Like basically every I don't give a damn what anybody says. The best fisherman, the best hunter in the world has either missed what they were shooting at or had one day where they never caught a fish.
Of course.
And that song is like it's like I went fishing just the other day and I tell y'all I ain't catch shit and I ain't going back tomorrow and I probably won't go again. And I went hunting just the other day and I tell y'all that I missed and I ain't going back tomorrow and I probably won't go again. So like I'm gonna tell two separate stories of the incidents that I've had where I was on the rock jetty with my cousin and he was catching the fuck out of yellow cats and I couldn't catch water and like that. But I want to do it like as the intro for the album, just a whole skit of just like everyday like bullshit that you're just like ain't no fucking way. Like
Oh man,
I've had
I could
this
definitely
happen.
do something for that.
Like, what up, Blue? And just shit like that, like funny shit that everybody, what you do already, yeah. So, like, but that's the whole objective of the album is
Yeah,
relatability,
yeah,
is
that's
what it's
exactly what I was
called.
about to say.
Everything,
Relatability. That's
everything
where the
that I
comedy
do is
comes hand in
relatable.
hand again.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna talk to my booking people. I'll probably talk to them tonight at some point and fucking definitely get you because we have a bunch of, like I said, we got a bunch of shows coming up that they love. They said you got wrinkles in your eyes like his grandpa.
God
Matter
dang,
of
man.
fact, speaking of the booking, man, what up, Danny?
It's the
Danny, we
smoke,
need to
man.
get Bryce on some
Y'all
shows, bro.
gotta get off my ass, man. It's the smoke.
Uh,
I appreciate whoever sent those stars. I appreciate that,
bro,
bro.
anybody that wants to play anything of mine on podcast or whatever, feel free. I am not opposed to it. The more the merrier, baby.
Hell yeah.
I am not opposed to it.
That's what I should have did. I should have put a link on here, but I didn't think about it. I don't ever prepare for these things. What the fuck? I just
Nah, bro, I don't. Me neither.
that's how like me and King Lazy Eye. I don't know if you've seen our live from last week or not, but he uh he just like because we had been trying to do it for a while. I've been trying to get the ball rolling on it and everything. And he just been so busy, you know, touring and you know writing music, you know, practicing with his band. And he just calls me out of the blue, like literally 30 minutes before we go live. He's like, "Hey man, I got some free time. You want to do that live?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, okay, yeah. Let me set up real quick." It was just that fast, you know. And so
Oh,
I
bro, I
didn't have time
win.
to put no questions, ask no questions or anything. I just jumped right into it with him, and it actually ended up going pretty well. I think we did pretty good for the first one.
Ah, bro, I wing everything. Like I have people that I do shows with. They're like, "Man, you want to do the song that we did this at this show?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They were like, "All right, we got to practice it." And I was like, "Bro, I wing everything.
Yeah, you don't have
Like
to.
I got
You,
you.
yeah,
As soon as I hear it, I got you. It might be one or two words off, but the rest of it's gonna be there."
yeah, you could just do you know do the how the rappers do. You know, if you get to a part you don't remember, just take a breath, you know, and come back
Ah,
to
no.
it.
Hey, hey, what's up,
What's
everybody?
up, everybody? Y'all turn here
Yeah.
tonight or what?
The Ohio show. Um, my son will be with me. But I also got City Chief and them coming out there, so I'm gonna do some stuff that I ain't got to do in a long, long time. So,
You say you're gonna be in Ohio?
hmm
I
this
see. Where
weekend
you
I'll be in
aren't you
Del
doing a
Rio,
show with Lil
Tennessee.
White in them at was it Missouri?
Yep, that'll
Oh,
be Stockton, Missouri. Uh, we just did a show with White and Just in Time. Uh, 420, matter of fact.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember listening to him when he was like when I was like 10, 9, 8 years
No,
old,
bro,
man.
that's how it is with me. Like me and him talked, and I was like, bro, I listened to you for a long time. And then whenever you talk to him, bro, Oxycontin is his least favorite song.
Yeah.
That's it. Which is I understand why, you know what I mean? And that's his least favorite song, but they just dropped an album, him and Justin Time. Who the fuck is Justin Time versus Lil White? They just dropped it.
Yeah.
Um, so
Who
I think they were number 1 in the hip hop charts right now.
that's
Shit.
not bad, dude.
I don't know.
What
I'm trying to get
shit, I almost lost my train of thought there. Um what were we just talking about? This is my fucking ADHD kicking in now.
I feel that. uh damn, now I done forgot.
Yeah, this is what happens when you get two stoners on a fucking show together. This is what the fuck happens,
It
dude.
it be like that sometimes.
It really does. It really does. No, oh wait, that's right. I remember now. See, I knew it'd come back to me. Is it true that how they say about Lil White is a classic, like an all-time partier? They throw some wild,
Not
crazy
anymore.
parties.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but he used to.
Used to.
Are the
He
myths
handed it.
true that he really used to throw down like that?
He just handed over the torch to Justin Time at what show is that? Justin Time's birthday party. He handed the torch over because he's I don't know how long he's been sober, but he got sober and super proud of that
Hell
because it
yeah.
takes a lot. You know, it takes a lot. But he handed the party torch over to Justin Time. If y'all don't know who Justin Time is, he runs the Redneck Rave.
Mhm.
And if you've never been to a Redneck Rave, I advise you to go. Looks like neither one of you have been hiding the weed. No, I got a medical card now. I don't have to.
I I just keep it in the house, so I ain't worried about it. As long as you keep it here, you are good to go.
Yeah, if they don't come bothering me, I'm alright.
Yeah,
I
I've
can go
been
outside
I've
and
done
smoke
went to
now.
jail for it before too, man. They got me one night. I was in town and I left the house. It wasn't my house; it was my buddy's house. We were over there smoking, and all I had was like a roach and maybe a I don't know point 0.5, point 0.6 on me.
I don't know, hey,
And we leave the
every
house
time.
and we were on the outer skirts of town, so we were really out the way. Like we really could have just took a left, boom, boom, we're out, you know. But the girl I was with at the time, she was throwing in from McDonald's. She wanted to go uptown and go to McDonald's. This is back before COVID, you know, when McDonald's stayed open till well, really everywhere stayed open, you know, late. And it's like
Back
11:40,
before COVID.
11:45. So we go back up in town, and I'll never forget. I was driving, and I seen them pull in behind me, and then I seen another one come out from like a side street, and I was like, damn, like these guys must be watching me or something because you know you see one, but then you see two. It's like okay, this has got to be some predetermined shit going on here. So I told the girl I was with, I was like, hey, we gotta find where the fuck this shit is because I
Yeah.
didn't know where it was. We had done got so high, you know how sometimes you get lazy with it, you just misplace it somewhere. Couldn't find it, and I done got spoiled because I've been pulled over plenty of times and they let me go. You know, it was just one of those things like how you say in your song. You know,
Oh,
I'm just I'm just passing through.
yeah,
Like
I'm
I'm just,
passing through. That's it. Like
but
some, but you get some of those cops that are just like, all right, I'm gonna turn my back, get rid of it.
yeah,
But then you have those assholes like my cousin got pulled over and they had weed in the car, they just couldn't find it.
yeah,
Well, hey, what up, Brando? Uh, but then they ended up eating it, and he came back and got some bud, and then left. And the same cop pulled him over, and was like, "Look, if you tell me where it's at, you know what I mean, I'll let you go." And he was like, "Look, I only got a blunt. Here you go." And then he calls me. He's like, "Hey, come get my truck. They're taking me to jail." I was like, "For
dang,
what?" He was like, "This fucking blunt." And that cop was like, "You was with him last time." I was like, "Well, you ain't about to catch me today,
yeah, you
baby.
ain't about to
I
do
know
me
when
like
I'm
that, there,
coming up
buddy.
here. Shit,
Yeah, man.
shit,
They when they
today."
pulled me over, I was trying to find it, couldn't find it. They eventually pulled me over. They said I swerved. I didn't swerve, but they
Oh
said I
no, that was
swerved
just
was
a
the
reason.
reasoning, and so I pulled over. And man, I'll never forget it. One came from the side, one came from the other side, one came from the front. They boxed me in. And so I, the only thing I can guess was that they thought I was, the doughboy, that I was, moving that work, that I was making a big play or something. And it's because they surround the car so fast, and we got out, and they went me, through the whole DUI thing. Which if you're, that shit don't do
Nah,
shit.
nah.
Went through that, and they finally found it. It was under my seat, is where they found it, and they came up there. I'll never forget. He had this baggie on the car lid, with like this 0.6, 0.7, and here comes this officer, with the buzz cut, those types of officers. He's got this little roach, man. He's got this little tiny roach. He puts it up there and he says, "Yeah, add that to it." Like he was Billy Badass or something. I was like, "Oh, these motherfuckers, man!" Like,
They pulled us over after hunting one day. Like, we got two dead deer in the back of the truck. They pull us over and they take my cousin to jail for a ticket that he had already paid
mm-hmm.
for. And they come to my side of the car, and this again, buzz cut, slick back, just that he's gonna be an asshole.
Yeah,
And he picked up some tobacco where I just opened my pack of cigarettes, and like literally, if you was to dump out the cigarette pack and the tobacco, he balled all of it up and set it on the toolbox and was like, "What do we have here?" And I was like, "Motherfucker, I wish you would try to take me to jail for that, because you gonna have a bad day coming when I get out of that
oh my
motherfucker."
god, they
Like,
definitely will, bro. If you don't know your rights, they will definitely try you on some
bro,
bullshit like that.
Alabama is the worst, dog. Like, I know that Georgia's bad. Georgia's bad,
Yeah,
but
Georgia's pretty bad,
Alabama
dude.
is fucking, bro. You get on those, you get to, and especially when it's the guys that you went to school with that become police officers, and like
Yeah,
they know how you were in school. So even if you become a different person through life and you're trying to better yourself, they still hold what they know and what you did to them in fucking third grade. Like,
yeah.
he put bubble gum in my hair. I got his ass now.
Fuck.
Hey, they say Polk County is a bad motherfucking place. I don't even want to go to
Uh,
Polk County.
there's some bad
You're
places over
right. It's
here too,
only
dude. There's
illegal
some
if you
places
get
over here
caught.
you don't want to go to. They will
No,
bust your ass so quick. And GSP don't play, man. Georgia State Patrol, they do not play.
no. Alabama don't either, man. Them motherfuckers are so. They have. If you ever see a state trooper, if you're going through Alabama, just know if you see one in 2 miles, there you're gonna see another one.
Right.
And they travel in a 2 mile radius from each other, and them motherfuckers bust everybody. Like, for the dumbest shit. Like, you can ride through that motherfucker with trash bags on your window, fucking your damn muffler cut off, sounding like fucking Super Mario Kart coming through that motherfucker. They are not gonna bother you.
Yep.
You ride through that motherfucker with any kind of tint, you can have the tinted strip across the front glass, and the rest of that motherfucker be solid see through.
Busted.
You get pulled over for that for that one strip.
I don't know what it
That
is about the
motherfucker
State Patrol. They do not like tint. They do not like that shit for some reason. I don't get it.
anywhere underneath that Mason Dixon, just know you're going to jail for some weed.
Man. So
They
whenever
said it was legal.
I know, man, I'm
Shit.
waiting for it to be. I'm honestly waiting for it to be legalized everywhere. They need to just go ahead and get with it.
They said it was a bunch of states that are about to get legal. Like, I know Alabama just where I'm from at least, they were talking about building dispensaries for cancer patients and stuff. You know what I mean, for medical reasons, because they
Mm-hmm.
have a big cancer hospital and stuff there. So they're doing that, but like the stuff to even try to open up a dispensary down there is fucking outrageous. It's $10,000 just to get your hat thrown in a drawing. That doesn't mean that you're gonna be selected. So it's a shot in the dark with $10,000.
So
Like,
that's
shit, me.
the 10,000 is a gamble in its own right.
Yeah, it's a gamble in its own, and
Oh
that
hell,
then you know what I mean. You got to have so many permits and everything, and then they're only wanting them in certain vicinities. Like, you just can't be like, oh well, I'm gonna fucking grow these some bitches like a dollar store. That's not happening. Like, yeah, I don't see it no time soon in Alabama, but they're talking about it. All my buddies back home is talking about it.
yeah, I know. Joe, I really, I don't keep up with shit. I'm hoping we get closer to doing it at some point, man. It would be a whole lot easier to be able to do it in peace, you know. Which I live. The good thing about living out in the sticks and not out in the city is like, you know, with county cops. If you're good with the county cops, if you know them pretty well, they usually won't mess with you. If you
No,
stay
no,
out the way, you don't do
unless
too
you're
much.
doing something fucking dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have cop, I have friends that are cops back home, and like they know me. You know what I mean? Like everybody down that motherfucker knows me, but they'll only if I have like a serious like if I had a serious warrant or if I was doing something that they knew I wasn't supposed to be, like I could go through there at 3 or 4 in the morning and they're not bothering me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? They're like, all right, well I know he's going home. Now if I'm fucking hanging out the window, fucking acting a fool, yeah, they got to do their
Yeah,
job. I mean, I can't
yeah, they're
hold it
gonna do what
against
they
them.
got to do. You know what I mean?
But then, like I said, you got them assholes that just gonna fucking rookie of the year, baby. They trying to get that plaque like SpongeBob.
But I gotta ask you, have you been keeping up? Because I know like I gotta bring this up because I know like you do the rap and stuff, so I gotta bring it up. Have you been keeping up with the Kendrick and Drake beef?
Yeah,
Who do you? Okay, so who do you got? I
I,
gotta go Kendrick.
I take Kendrick all day, bro.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, man. I am a huge Drake fan. I am. I do like Drake, but Kendrick
I've
really
never,
bodied him. I think Kendrick hurt his reputation a lot too.
I've never been a fan. Like I can't say a fan, a big fan of Drake. I think that when he first came out, like that, baby, you my everything, like
Mm-hmm.
that, in his prime, like when he first came out, I was like, all right, like this is different. I really like this, but I like Drake's features more than I like his original music. Like
Yeah.
I feel like he did really good, but my thing is Kendrick. Everybody holds him to a racial standpoint because of that whole uh, album that he did that was selected for like his area that he lives in. You have to respect Kendrick for what he does, bro, and how he
Yeah.
did. I think it's Meet the Grams. I think that's where he basically was like sat down and had a conversation with the daughters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, then I can definitely respect this. Like he just took it to a whole nother level. Like you're sitting here talking. Like my thing is Drake's talking his shit. Don't get me wrong, but Kendrick is pointing out every little detail. And then not only that, like he dropped two diss songs 12 hours from each other. You know, I
Yeah.
was like, Kendrick's just like, all right, well, I've had these setting up. We're just gonna, you know, it's kind of like that stretch at the movie
Yeah.
theater. Like, yeah, I got
Well,
her.
Drake, damn Drake, he dropped the Family Matters, and I was like, okay, like he's trying to get back in it. He's coming back a little bit, and then when Kendrick dropped a disc less than what 20 minutes later, 20 minutes after he dropped his disc, Kendrick dropped his. And the thing is Drake's disc was Family Matters. Kendrick's was Meet the Grams. So it's as if
Right.
Kendrick already knew that he was about to drop this song. And he says in the song that OVO works for him. So he's basically telling Drake that people in your own camp are leaking information out to me. So I don't know,
But the
man.
thing
It's
is right now, Drake's ghostwriter just dropped a diss song.
mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, like I seen something the other day that was like, "Y'all keep on," and Lil Wayne's going to drop a verse, and I was like, "Please don't."
Yeah, please
Like
don't get
Lil
him
Wayne
back in the
he's
ring.
one of my favorite rappers. You know what I mean? Like hands down, he is in my top three.
Mm-hmm.
Like please don't, because I have so much respect for how Kendrick is playing this. Like Kendrick is like, all right, I'm a huge J Cole fan.
Right.
And J. Cole, like with him apologizing, I was like, all right, Kendrick's got some pool, and he's got a lot of pool, and he's just not talking like, "Hey, we gonna talk about some street shit, but we ain't gonna be street."
Yeah.
And then you got Kendrick that's like, "Motherfucker, I was doing this before rap music. Like, bro, don't try me. You're from Canada. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I
Like,
think I think with like with J. Cole too is like I think someone I think someone probably reached out to J. Cole and told him that it was going to get personal. Because,
yeah, like,
J.
bro,
Cole
get
wasn't
out of
trying to get
here.
personal. J. Cole seeing it as like, your battle rap, like on the street, battle rap after you're done, you dap each other up, good rap, good rap.
And
That's
it's so
what he wanted it to
wild.
be. So when he realized it was going to get personal, I think that's why he backed out. He really, in my mind, I think he probably made the smartest choice.
He did, he did, and it's so crazy because all three of them were on tour together,
Yeah,
and then as soon as the tour stopped, this is what started.
yeah,
So I'm just like, damn, and it's not just a fake rap beef. You know what I mean? You have them put together rap beefs that motherfuckers do, but when it starts getting this personal, like
yeah.
shit done got real. Like,
Yeah, it's
and with
the
Kendrick telling
allegations
me,
that they're
yeah,
throwing at each other is pretty
bro,
damn like deep,
like you
like some
said,
really bad shit.
you got a baby mama and a daughter don't nobody know about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And that's crazy. And then
uh,
he's sitting there and he's calling Kendrick a woman beater. So like, I mean, there's
mhm.
like so much like, and you don't and like nobody. There's no facts coming out on it really. So like, even though people are catching Drake up now because Drake's on camera, saying things that is very
It-
questionable.
it's gonna put Drake's he's either gonna end it or he's gonna ruin his career.
Yeah,
Too. Like even Rick Ross said it the best about the whole Meet the Grams diss. He said, if Andre 3000 ever made a rap diss, this is the closest thing that you would ever get to it.
yeah. I remember him
Was how,
saying that. It makes sense.
and I was like, damn. Like then they said he got a nose job. I was just like, bro, this motherfucker, he can't piss without him telling about it.
And then
Like,
Kanye West got involved, and I couldn't keep up at that point. So many people were trying to jump in on it and everything. I think a lot of people were trying to clout chase off of it.
bro, it's and then the whole P Diddy situation is, bro, it's a whole shitstorm with everybody. Like every single mainstream rapper right now is, if they've ever been there, they're about to get themselves. They're trying to figure out how to get the fuck out of this hole. Like
Yeah.
we're just gonna be quiet for a year or two and let everything blow past, and then we're just gonna
Oh yeah.
arrive back.
There's a lot of people that are nervous right now. You can guarantee that.
Oh man, I watched some of the interviews, and I was just like, ooh. They were saying that, who was it that I watched? I think her name's Jaguar or something like that, and she was basically Jay Z and Beyonce are next. And I was like, yeah, you don't escape that. Like, that's your best friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me that you don't know.
Yeah. I
Did
see
he do it or did he not? I know
someone in
that's
the
real.
comments said that Cat Williams called a lot of stuff at the beginning of the year. That's actually really true. Yeah, Cat Williams really set the
Yeah.
tone for this year. I've said it. I've made many statuses. I've said that many times that he set the tone. A lot of things are getting put to light
Oh,
this
bro,
year.
he fucking. And the thing is they tried to play Cat like he was crazy a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to play him like he was crazy and make him look crazy. And now, to this point, they're like, all right, it's
It's
crazy how much it all started with Kevin Hart.
yeah.
Like, here you go, baby. Now we're
What's
just gonna.
crazy is like even like crazy people like Orlando Brown. Even he started
Oh,
making
bro.
sense. Like man, he might be actually be onto something.
I was watching a bunch of Orlando Brown like way before any of this started, and I was like, damn, I wonder if it's true or if he's just fucking. You know what I mean? Because some of his videos, you're just like, damn, like, bro's way out there. But then you go and be like, all right, well,
Maybe he's not reaching as far as I thought
yeah,
he was.
yeah, he might be fucking. He might be there. I mean, I wouldn't know how it felt to be every day have to look over my shoulder, you know what I mean, for a motherfucking hitman or something to just pop me. So I'd probably have his attitude too towards it, like, hey, I'm trying to let y'all know before I can't let y'all know that this is what the fuck's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, man, mainstream, bro, mainstream, and it's not.
Mainstream, bro.
It's wild that it's actors comedians, musicians,
Yeah,
producers.
everyone's got
Like,
a piece on it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are in on it. Yeah.
bro, it's
Let me ask you this, because you was talking about like a hitman a second ago. Where'd you come up with that hitman? Where'd you come up with that name?
all right hits, man.
You're right, hits man. I love it. I like that. I like that shit. That's actually pretty good.
All right hits, man.
Do you
Mm.
okay, so I was gonna ask, do you ever like when you're like going through like your writing process and shit, do you ever suffer from like writer's block and like what are the kind of the things that you do like if you get writer's block that you kind of do to kind of break yourself out of it?
Leave it alone.
Yeah, just leave it completely alone and just let it come back to
And
you
there
naturally.
might be a time that, like, I guarantee you, I have songs on here that I wrote 6 months ago that I haven't touched.
Hmm.
Just because, like, some of them are just like, I had a song that I dropped called Hard to Love, and it was about like my childhood and like my stepdad and shit like that.
Hmm.
And that was one of those things that it opens up your mind to shit that you try to block out,
Right.
but then so it just sits there, and I'm like, all right, there might be a day where I'm down and out, or I'm concentrated on just that part of my life for some reason,
Hmm.
and then I'll get to go back to that one song, and then it becomes personal again. So
Exactly.
then I
Yeah.
finish that song and I can drop it. But most of the time, man, I'm fucking stone stupid, and the beat really, that's how I pick and choose. Like, I'll play a beat and it actually gives me the words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird to say, but a lot of musicians and shit would understand, you know what I mean? Like, once you hear little bitty things, like it might be 13 guitars played in the song,
Uh-huh.
but only hear one of them. I single one instrument out, and that's what I base it off of, what it's going to say, you know. But then you have those days that you just be like, damn, man, I can't think of nothing. Like, I don't know what the fuck to even start with. And then I'll call somebody and be like, hey, what do you hear with this? And 95% of the time it's dirty because he'll hear something that I will never hear. Like,
Right.
even in the songs that we make together, I was like, I tell him all the time, bro, I'd have never fucking heard that. Never in my life I would have even thought about that.
One of
And
the
it's
things one of the things I always like to do is I'll because the thing with me is like I constantly put out at least a video a day. So like when you're doing that constantly every single day, there comes a point where like you do start to run out of ideas, and then you really have to start pulling things from your ass or really start locking into what you can come up with and like.
bro, it's the same way with music. Like, I try to knock out 3 songs a day.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I may not record them or anything like that, but I try to at least write a hook and one verse for each song. But I knock 3 of them out,
Yeah.
and after a while, bro, like you said, it gets to the point where you're just like, man, I don't want to talk about the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was to that point like a month and a half ago. I was like, man, because I'm gonna do just an acoustic project that is nothing but storytelling songs, like songs that you would hear back in, like, not how I'm gonna sing them, but like stories that you would hear in like old country music
Mm-hmm.
or old blues music. Like, I plan on doing a song about dementia, and this is a song that I'm working on, and it's probably gonna be months before I figure out how to even approach it. But I want to do it as a couple falling in love and growing old, and how they feel when one forgets the other.
Right, right, right. See that would be
Like,
awesome, man.
because
It's
I
like when
wouldn't know.
Hardy, whenever he made the song "Wait in the Truck," that to me was such a great song because like it was a storytelling song. It tells a story. Like he pulls up on this girl that's been beaten. He's like, all right, I ain't taking that shit. He goes to the dude's house. Like, man, it's this whole story, And like you,
bro. And
there's
those
not
are the
much
best
of that
ones.
in music anymore. We need more of that music, of storytelling. And I try to do the
And
same
that's,
thing. Like my comedy sometimes is every now and again. Like I want to have like I take pieces from my actual life. I over exaggerate certain things, but I'll actually take things from my actual life.
but that's what
my
makes things
my
funny.
rat. I remember I made a joke about my house was infested with rats, and so I asked Uncle Jerry for some of his
Oh yeah, and he said, "What'd you
special
say?
roach spray. You know,
All his legs was on one side. He was running
yeah,
in a
yeah,
circle."
yeah, yeah. Like that shit, like stories like that, like they're over exaggerated, but there's
Bro,
real
but
things that come from that.
a lot of people in the country would understand because, all right, so a lot of people don't understand, like, that live in the city and stuff. Roaches, when you have roaches and stuff like that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're dirty.
No.
Living, like, if you've ever, like me, my old trailer that I lived in like 2 years ago, I lived in the dead center of a soybean field.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh yeah.
bro, we had ants, and I've never had this fucking many mosquitoes in my life. I shit you not. Like, if you went from the door, excuse me, door to the car, bro, you better Dukes a hazard it because that's about as much time as you get, and then you're gonna have to ride down the road with the windows down because you have fucking a whole car full of mosquitoes.
Yeah, 4 or 5 that follow you in the car. Yeah.
Bro, it's all that shit comes from like your surrounding areas. It doesn't mean that you're fucking just a filthy person. Like, and they are hard to get rid of. Lord,
Dude,
they're hard to get rid
fucking
of.
another thing for me, pecan trees. I'm around a lot of pecan
Um,
trees. They love pecan trees. There's nothing you can
you
do.
fuck at all.
But
There's
I've always heard like
absolutely.
those big ones like that. Like, they'll always like they're always gonna be looking for shelter. They're always gonna be looking for somewhere to go. So
See, there was a house across the field that we lived in. There was a two-story house that nobody had lived in for like 6 years, and it was infested, like completely. Like as soon as you walk in, like uh, what's his name, Joe's apartment.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, and they burnt it down. And when they burnt it down, they all migrated over, and I was like, "Yep, I'm gone, baby. We're
Yeah,
moving the
they
fuck
all
out of
came. They
here." I
all
was like,
moved over, dude. That's
because
what's
you
so bad
can't,
about it. They will
you,
just hybrid. They would just move somewhere else.
bro, and you can't get rid of them
Mm-mm.
at all, bro. I do not care. If a motherfucker can tell me that they have roaches and they don't have roaches, you may not have roaches for the next 3 to 7 weeks, but I guarantee you they coming back.
They come back. They will come
They
back. They
coming
always
back,
do. Like I've noticed that. Like
bro.
I get that heavy duty raised spray, and I'll just spray like underneath like the doorways and shit. And I'll find them
Bro.
just lined up at the doorways where they tried to come under the door and got into it and died. But like you said, like every 2 or 3 weeks, if you're not constantly going back over it, they'll eventually find their way back
Bro,
in.
they fucking they are the only animal that would survive a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Is a roach,
Well,
and that's fucking
you know,
crazy.
they said they can survive. They can survive decapitated. The only reason why they die is because they can't eat, because they starve. They can
This
survive
motherfucker,
decapitated.
boy. Fuck
That is
that.
ridiculous, man.
All about a fucking roach. I'm gonna write a song about roaches.
Exactly, man. I don't understand. Yeah, there you go. You should write a song about roaches there and have you like a little double entendre going on there. That could actually
Uh,
work, dude. Like dead ass.
I kicked that bitch out, and she was back like some roaches.
Hell yeah. I keep the gas in the pack like some roaches.
Yeah.
We'll get something
Oh,
together. We'll get something going. So are you? So uh, sports
commercial
wise, are
bomb.
you a Bama fan, Georgia fan? What
I'm an
fan?
LSU. I'm an LSU fan, bro.
LSU fan. Okay, good. We're on common grounds. I'm a diehard LSU fan, man.
I'm an LSU fan, bro. Through and through.
Diehard LSU fan. I really this past year. I've told a lot of people this. I feel like you'll agree with me. If we had a shred of a defense, we would have been hell this past year.
Bro,
But we had no
if we had a
defense.
secondary, all we needed was a secondary. That's
That's
it.
all
We
we needed.
needed two good corners.
Because hell, we go
And
out there, man, and score 40 something points, but the other team would put up 50. So I mean, what the hell are we going to do about that?
Fuck a roll tide and fuck a woo pig.
Oh
I
man, there's
live
a
in
Woo
the
Pig in
state of
here.
the woo pig. Yeah, Rick.
Oh
He's a
man,
good songwriter too, y'all.
the Razor
Nah,
like
I
if
live in.
man
I get it.
Razorback foot. You know what's so crazy about Arkansas Razorbacks is like, especially like their football program. Like especially the past, I don't
Man,
know, 15, 20 years. There's been so many times, man, where it feels like they've been right there and they just can't figure it out.
gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah, I mean, even that year, God, what was it? That year that Alabama and LSU played the national championship. I think it was 11 or 12. They were hell that year. They were hell, but it was the wrong year for
Arkansas.
them to be hot.
I tell everybody, Arkansas hasn't been good since Darren McFadden.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
That's the
oh man, when
last
Darren
time
McFadden
that.
was there, that was amazing.
But I do, you know what I mean? You have in the SEC, you can never count anybody out except Vanderbilt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't even. The only reason why they're there is I think it's because they're a charter school. They're one of the ones that was there when it was first made. The thing
But
is, it's like with Vanderbilt, they hold their own in other sports like baseball, basketball. They hold their own, but they just can't do nothing in football.
see, but I think like the NIL, my personal opinion of the NIL, I think that the players that are getting paid should be able, they should cover a certain amount a month, and then all their bills that they have as living wise. But if you transfer from a school to another and you do it on an NIL deal, I don't think that you should be eligible to get all of your payment until your senior year.
Right.
Or if you agree to play here for an extent of time. Like you shouldn't get it because it's literally making college football the NFL.
Yeah. Do you think it's
But
going to
then
ruin college
again,
football?
I'm happy for it because they bringing back NCAA college football on PlayStation and shit.
Yeah, I'm ready for
So I'm
that.
cool with that part. But as far as like the shit that's going on is dumb. Like look at Colorado
Mm-hmm.
for an example. Like you have Shadora talking mad shit and went 4-8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then back to the LSU defense. After our year this year, I am I'm glad that we have Brian Kelly as a head coach because
Right.
Brian Kelly was Nick Saban, uh,
Les Miles.
not less. All right, so coaching wise on wins in
Yeah.
a career was Nick Saban was number one, and then I think it was Jimbo Fisher, and then it was Brian Kelly. And I was like, all right, so, and then going back and looking at Notre Dame, that he's been there for 12 years, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like in the past 10, I'd say 7 or 8 times, he's been right there, but he didn't, he had star players, but your star players have to have star players on their team that know what
Yeah.
they're doing. That's why the SEC does so good. That's why Michigan did so good this year. Is because they might have cheated halfway through the season, but at the end of the day, if these guys are playing what the fuck they need to play, then you don't have to worry about that. And LSU, after our season, Brian Kelly fired everybody on the defensive staff,
Yeah. I seen that.
and I was like, let's go, baby. Maybe this year we might not have an offense, but our defense is gonna be fucking gold.
Yeah, exactly, bro. We gotta figure it out. We gotta get them on par for the same
Man,
thing.
I just hope that Nussmeyer? I think that's what it is. The starting quarterback. I hope he fucking sets the tone, but it's hard to set the tone when you've been second to Joe Burrow. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're second to Jaden Daniels. You know what I mean? Like you have weight of winning the games on your shoulders, but you also have weight of I'm competing with these guys that came out of here because you have, let's see, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, who was it, Jamarcus Russell, um, like 6 or 7 quarterbacks that come just out of LSU into the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
and
I think Matt Flynn. He didn't. He might not have
Yeah.
started in the NFL, but he was hell in college too.
That's like Charles Scott. A lot of people don't remember who Charles Scott is.
Mm-hmm.
And he was behind, or I think he was before Leonard Fournette. I think that's who it was. And Charles Scott the following year topped it. I was like, damn. My bro was like, this is my fucking chance. I'm going to show y'all. But we're going to see how Oklahoma and Texas do this year, though. That's what I'm.
I'm curious to see how they're going to do in the SEC. Who do you think? Okay, so who do you think will adapt quicker, Texas or Oklahoma? Which team do you think is going to adapt faster?
Texas.
Texas. Yeah,
I,
I'm 100%.
I actually was taking Texas at the beginning of the year. Even I'm a diehard LSU fan, but I knew we didn't have a defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew, like, after watching the Florida State game, I was like, ain't no fucking way. Like,
Man, that
these
game
teams
hurt.
that we're playing, bro, I
To
was mad.
to
Two
have to
weeks in a
have
row.
to have the expectations that I had going into that season, and like when you have high expectations for a team and you go out and you get smacked the very first game, it just sets a
And
tempo
they had been
for the
hyping
whole year.
everything up. Like, they had been hyping it up like we were gonna beat your ass, and I was just like, hell yeah! I call every single one of my Florida State homeboys, and I was like, y'all fucking suck. I ain't
It
answered
was
the phone for the
the thing
whole
was is
season.
it was really neck and neck to halftime, and then the third quarter we just fucking it's like we went into halftime and just was like, all right, we're gonna stop playing football this second half. We're just gonna bullshit. And I mean that's really what happened. It just went completely changed. We just fell apart.
I told everybody, like, at the beginning of the year, me and my cousin, he's a diehard Alabama fan,
Mm-hmm.
but we picked four teams to go all the way. That's what we bet. All right. But now that they're changing to, see, this year, this was my thing. This year, if they were doing the 12 game bracket,
Yeah,
like, like they're doing this year, LSU would have won the national championship.
it would have been nice to just see them in
And
there.
then it
I,
would have been nice to see Georgia, Alabama, and then LSU and Michigan or Washington. Michigan just manhandled Washington. Like,
yeah, they did.
I I was just like, damn. But it was such a. I'm glad that they're doing the bracket like that now because there's so much controversy of those top four spots. They're like, all right, well, what if this team is better? Like, everybody knew that Alabama was better than Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Oregon right there too, which Ohio State was better than Oregon.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
now they have the 12, like the top 12. Like, you can lose one or two, three games now and still be like, all right, well, now I get to go in here and prove why I should be here because
Mm-hmm.
those first two or three games of the season are your, hey, I'm just seeing how you're playing. Like, if you're playing Madden, like the first half, I'm gonna
Yeah.
see how you're playing. In the second half, I'm gonna fucking work on what the fuck I need to work on, and that's where LSU failed for me. I was like, if they would have made it that far, they may have not have won, but they would have been in the top two because Jaden Daniels, bro, my man was running 21 miles an hour as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's
Like,
crazy. He damn.
I'm ready.
I would tell you this. It's funny because like you see teams like we was talking about Notre Dame. It's funny like with them because they're not in a conference. So even if they go undefeated, they don't get a first round bye. They still have to. Which I think it makes sense because if they don't have a conference game, then that technically is a conference game filler. So
Mhm.
it really, if you think about it, it really makes it fair in the end. It goes the way it's supposed to.
It does, and that's what's going to be cool about it because, like you said, those teams that you don't see that went undefeated, that worked their ass off all year long,
Excuse me.
you're now going to have that chance to be a contender for a national championship. Your
Hmm.
school may have never even seen the national championship, but guess
But you got a
what?
chance now.
You got a chance now,
I
and
tell you.
that's
Okay.
like, who
So
is
let me ask
it?
you this. Okay, so like with the NIL and like with everybody moving around, who's the team that you think the NIL is gonna that this next year is gonna be really good all of a sudden because of the NIL?
Colorado.
I think Colorado. I'll tell you another team because I've noticed they've been picking up a lot of pieces, but Nebraska's been making a lot of moves.
Nebraska. But my thing about Colorado
Hmm.
is they're bringing. I feel like they're getting some superstars.
Yeah.
All right, but at the same time, the way that they're handling business online and social media with these players is gonna eliminate them from getting a lot of players. At first, I was like, all right, if I was a college athlete and I had the chance to go to Colorado and play for Deion Sanders, somebody that was not only a great football player, but is the only person, I think he was the only person to hit a home run and score a touchdown
Hmm.
in the same week in two different sports.
Yep.
I think it was like him and Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I had the opportunity to do that, I'd be dumb not to.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, all right, I'd be dumb to go to Colorado for the simple fact of, do I want to get, I got to set this one standard for me, and it's this, rather than, hey, let's go here, learn some sort of morals about life and living, rather than, hey, it's either football, you do what the fuck you got to do, or I'm sending you home packing and we gonna talk shit about you.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
because
the
that's what
biggest thing too
Colorado.
is like they put this big target on their back. So now if you're a player and you're going there, the target's on your back too because there's going to be,
Yep.
there's a, you see it like in the media, there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of controversy towards them. So if you're on that team, that hate and controversy is going to come along with it. And there's going
I feel like I really feel like a lot of the people, a lot of the teams that are usually in the top 10 rankings, I think there's going to be a bunch of new faces due to the NIL.
yeah.
But I also think that the reign of the Crimson Tide is completely the fuck over with for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to have to go through a rebuild process. I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not saying for all my Bama fans in the chat. I'm not
Y'all
saying that you
fucking
guys.
suck.
I'm not gonna. Well, I'm not gonna say that it's just the wheels are gonna completely fall off. But I can definitely see. I can definitely see 7-5, 8-4, something like that.
Let me show y'all. All right, y'all gonna see me with this on this year for everybody who follows.
Oh, he's
Every
bringing
game
something
day,
out.
every game day,
Yes, sir.
you got to.
I got one of those. I got one of those mini helmets in a case when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I still have not taken out the case, dude. It's still in the case and everything. It's an
Bro,
old.
it
It's
still has the plastic on it right here.
yeah, man.
All right, so for our mine and my wife's anniversary, uh, she got me box tickets
Hmm.
to any LSU home game that I want to go to. I get to go in the locker room, meet everybody on the team, and then I also get to walk the field. And
Oh, that's awesome.
this will be my first time going to a Death Valley game ever. So I was like, hell yeah! And then Danny, he was in here earlier. That I was telling you, he does all my booking. That's like my brother. And he bought me that when he was in Las Vegas. He was like, "Bro, there was only one," and I was like, "I gotta get it for you." And he sent it to me. He didn't tell me about it, and I just opened it up. I was like, "Hell yeah!"
I went to a Falcons game before they moved to the new stadium when they were still in the George Dome, and like man, like being in an arena like that, like that energy is crazy. The only thing, the first thing I got to do when I started, making comedy and saving up money a decent little bit to where I could, spoil myself a little bit. The first thing I did, I went to Royal Rumble. I got WWE tickets to go to a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And man, I went, man, it was fucking amazing. I had a blast. Totally set me back on some bills, but I did, it was definitely worth it.
And see, the only thing about Tennessee, man, is y'all had your opportunity when y'all had Hendon Hooker and I forgot what the receiver's name was.
Oh, they
When
definitely had
y'all
opportunity
had
that
that
one year.
squad, y'all definitely had the opportunity. I was pulling for y'all. My team was already out. I wasn't worried about it. But I was like, all right, Tennessee. Like my thing is I'm a diehard LSU fan and I'm a diehard whoever is playing Alabama.
Yeah, I like Tennessee. I would like to see Tennessee do good in football. I mean, they've had a few years they've been right there, but
But that goes for everybody. Like the last couple years, bro. You, it was either Alabama or Georgia. You gonna have to fucking, you know what I
that
mean?
see that's Tennessee's Achilles heel. They have to
It's
play
Georgia.
Alabama and they have to play Georgia and they have to play Florida. Well, I mean they've gotten. But the thing about Florida is it don't matter. Florida can be 0-12 and they'll still find a way to beat Tennessee. I don't
Bro,
know
it's the
how that
thing.
works,
How
but
they do the same thing with LSU.
yeah.
It's man, it's one of those you have those rivalry games. It's like the Iron Bowl for Alabama and Auburn.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Auburn could completely fucking 0-13 and we're gonna beat Alabama this year. That's the only thing. Like I think that's what they go into practice. Is like, all right, we're gonna lose to everybody else. We don't care about them, but we're gonna practice for Alabama.
Hmm.
Like we're just gonna pull an Allen Iverson. Who needs practice? All right, we're playing Alabama. Let's get to it, boys. Yeah,
Absolutely, man.
it is.
Well, listen, man,
It's gonna be a wild year.
I gotta wrap this up because I know my youngin's about to be coming
Oh, you
back up here
good? I'm
soon,
about to
man.
do the
I
same thing.
appreciate you so much for coming on,
Oh,
man.
bro. Anytime,
Do you have
anytime,
any? Do you
anytime.
got any like upcoming shows or anything you want to plug real quick? Anything?
Del Rio, Tennessee, this weekend. Fridays tickets are $25. Saturday is already sold out, unfortunately.
Not
Harrison, Ohio.
unfortunately. That's fucking great.
Hey, I was just talking for them that wanted to come. I'm not
Yeah,
complaining.
I'm about
It's
to
sold
say,
out with
man.
900 and something people, so I'm not complaining at all. I get to see Dirty, and we'll be fishing all weekend, so I'm cool with that. But then Harrison, Ohio, on the 25th of this month. Also, if you're in Ohio or around there, you want to see Outlaw Nation, we all be there. And other than that, I will holler at y'all.
Hell yeah,
I
man. I
appreciate you having
appreciate you
me,
so
bro.
much for coming on again, man. I
No,
look
no
forward to
problem.
talking and chatting with you again and shit and everything. And
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to holler at you because I gotta send you some shit for
oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, most
LSU,
certainly, definitely do that, man. 'Cause
jerseys and shit
I
too.
hope me and you can do some business together in the
Yeah,
future. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
bro, definitely,
All right, man. I
definitely.
appreciate you, dude. One love, man.
I
See you, bro. Hell yeah, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. This is one thing I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm starting to really enjoy doing this shit. Going live and talking to people is something that I'm actually really starting to enjoy because I'm learning. I'm fuck. If I can collect my thoughts and my words, just give me 1 second. I am getting to meet new people. That's what I was trying to say. I apologize, but that was awesome. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's it. But if you guys enjoy, make sure y'all leave me a like. Make sure y'all share. Like I said, this is a weekly thing, so I will be back next week with a new guest, somebody new. Um, and yeah, hopefully we can keep doing this because I'm really enjoying this. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Um, yeah. See you mofos tomorrow with some reels and shit. Peace out, man.